We are live.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. This is Colleen with Nerd Alert News. And we are going to visit today with Daniel Crosier with Colorado Festival of Horror and, of course, one of the very popular artists here in the Denver area. And I thought we would chat with him while he does a live drawing. As you can see, he's going to do some Venom drawing today. Venom, tell us who Venom is. I know he's from the comics, and I know there's been a movie made about him. First, tell us about Venom, and then we're going to go ahead and get into some questions that I have for Daniel.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I know about Venom. I'm by no means a Venom aficionado or huge
And
spider.
I'm sorry, we might blip out a little bit. I'm doing this from my phone. I apologize if we blip in and out a bit.
No problem, Colleen. So yeah, as far as Venom, as far as I know from Venom, Venom used to be Spider-Man was the symbiote black costume back in the '80s after the whole Secret Wars debacle, and came to Earth, and the symbiote and Spider-Man had a little bit of a disagreement. So they parted ways, and ever since the symbiote had a grudge, or an axe to grind, I guess, with Spider-Man, and kind of made friends with Eddie Brock, and they united in unholy matrimony, and then they became Venom, and were enemies of Spider-Man ever since. I think these days he's more of a hero, anti-hero type thing. I know they just did like the King in Black run, which centered around the whole symbiote universe, and that's pretty much what I know. That and they did the movie with Tom Hardy, which was it wasn't a great movie or anything, but it was such a better version than the version we got in Spider-Man 3. With was it Topher Grace from that '70s show?
Good point.
Yeah, so I enjoyed Tom Hardy in the Venom movie. That's for sure. I thought he was fun. But yeah.
I liked it too.
Oh, good.
All right, so let's get it. I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Let's get into some questions.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so let's see. I'm so sorry for my background noise. As you can see, I'm having a little trouble. Alexa felt like talking to me. Alexa feels like telling me that my internet's down, as I already know. I'm going to go shut Alexa up. One moment.
Yeah, Alexa, be quiet, please.
Wait 10 seconds. Alexa just wanted to be a part of our show today. I just had to tell her she's gonna have to set up her own appointment. So
that's sweet.
First, the next thing I wanted to tell you about is, oh my gosh, I am so sorry for what happened to you, Daniel.
What?
I mean, from what I've heard, you did a stupid human trick, and you are laid up.
Right.
So I'm so sorry. I bet you're in pain, and you are still taking time to chat with us. Thank you so much, and I hope this doesn't put you out too much. It's so kind of you.
No. It's all fine. For all of those out there, I'm laid up in bed. I've got an exterior fixture on my tibia, which I shattered. I didn't shatter. I fractured in multiple spots. So it's there to keep all the bones.
Well, that sounds painful.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you because I'm too lazy to. Yeah, essentially my stupid human trick was while at work, and this was at work. I locked myself out of a facility, and I usually just climb the fence, and it's no big deal. Well, this time I climbed the fence, and I landed on the ground completely wrong, and my body and physics let me know about it. So that was pretty fun. But I'm here at home. Had my first surgery last week. We'll have the second one on Monday. That should correct everything, and then it's like 10 to 14 weeks of being laid up, and my amazing girlfriend has been, lovingly taking care of me, and we'll be, I might be a little out of commission, but um, we'll be back in the game.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. But what a thing to go through. I can't think of anything I've broken. I think maybe a fingernail or a toenail. Knock on wood. Luckily, made it through so far. Life, roller skating, playing tennis, playing some softball, and doing some other crazy things. So far, oh, and skiing. And so far, so good.
Wow.
I mean, did I just jinx myself? I may have just jinxed myself. Oh God. Oh my God.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. No, it's yeah. Don't talk too much more, I guess, on that too. If you're worried about jinxing yourself, I've
Done.
had a couple, fractures in my forearms when I was a kid. Incidentally, all involving fences.
Huh. What is it with you and fences?
I'm a glutton for punishment, and clearly I cannot figure fences out. So I really just need to learn how to walk around.
Oh, gotcha.
No,
All right.
no
So
sharp fence.
note to self and note to Daniel's self. Yeah, no more fences.
Yeah. Looks like we got some comments coming in. So, uh, Misty says, "Cool Insta." I guess she visited the Instagram, and then hope you get better soon. So appreciate it, Misty.
For sure. We hope you recover fast.
Thanks.
Um, what has it been like trying to be creative, but laid up in bed? Like just not just the
Oh,
physics of it, not just the
uh-huh.
physics of it, but the emotion of it.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure I'm just starting out. There's going to be, you know, months of self doubt and depression. That kind of just comes with the territory. Uh, a big thing for me is even like this, I don't like to sit idle. So I hate just sitting there, in a bed, not doing anything. Recently I've this week I found myself on the computer, mostly doing like filling out paperwork and everything. But
Ooh,
yeah, as far as like sketching and stuff, it's it hasn't really changed. Because I'm still having to sit down and everything. This week I've been able to conduct a lot of interviews with creative people too, so that didn't really change much. Just the setting and how I position myself. So that's been pretty good. But yeah, we're in. Yeah, God, what else have I been doing? Been doing a lot of design work too. It's just me and my sketchbook really, because we get we have the opportunity to work on an animation sizzle reel right now for a pitch. So we're incredibly excited about that. But I don't know if I answered your questions. Hopefully I did. Uh-oh.
I know.
Oh,
Sorry.
Colleen, did you slip out there? I was like,
I guess I slipped out. Sorry. For
no.
all of our wonderful audience, Colleen, your faithful editor, she gets ready for her interview and finds out that her internet is down. And I
Oh,
rebooted the router. So we're doing this with my phone, and my 5G is just not cooperating. Is as good as 5G can be. So
yeah.
I apologize for the little glitches here and there. Hopefully it won't happen too many more times. But
No
what
worries.
about your creative process? Like
Uh-huh.
you've been, I've actually been seeing you doing some really neat doodles on your Instagram.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean they are colorful. They're colorful. They're cool. And I was just wondering if that's kind of like helping your psyche stay active,
Hmm.
stay inspired.
Yeah, I think most definitely. It's little doodles and here and there. It's like a muscle. It's just kind of an exercise uh, to get warmed up and everything. It's
Mhm.
like a good stretching of the muscle, which soon I'll need to be doing a lot of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. So I'm watching you draw right now.
Right.
What are you using? Like what kind of tool are you using right now to draw?
So I'm using the Micron pens. This is a 0.5 that I'm holding up, but this is a 0.1. Uh, Typically, I use a 0.05, which is really tiny and stuff. But it allows me to get all this ridiculous. Uh, I can't hold it up right. There you go.
No,
Kind
I
of
see it.
detail.
Yeah, right there.
So it's just lines and lines and lines and lines. When I'm done, it'll be thousands and thousands of lines. It's this whole process kind of becomes kind of a meditation for me.
Huh.
So really, it's just filling in lines and figuring out how things flow, and you can emphasize textures and details, and anatomy and three dimensions and depth.
So do you have a favorite tool? Like there's pens, pencils, I don't know what else.
This is
That,
this is my favorite tool. Yeah.
okay, so it's a fine line pen.
Right, right. It's
You
just
can
a
tell you're not talking to an artist here.
what's that?
You can tell you're not talking to an artist here.
Oh
So
no,
it's
that's
a
okay.
fine line pen.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And I assume you switch off colors, or do you kind of stick with an outline first?
So I've got the outline as you can see here, but you mentioned all the like some of my doodles have a lot of little vibrant colors these days.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there and fill them in too. So like with different colors. So with reds, some patterned wavy lines and stuff. Well, looks like the neighborhood just got a tornado alert warning, so so that's
Uh,
pretty exciting.
okay. Do you need to go? I mean, did you actually hear the sirens?
No, the sirens aren't acting. So we've got a warning until 2:30 p.m. So that's in 15 minutes. So that's
Um, we really picked a challenging day, didn't we?
yeah, we did. It's like I mean, it's par for the course, I suppose. Why not have a good challenge?
I know. Why? Who knew? Who knew that my internet would go out? We've got
Right.
some clouds here, and it's looking like it's going to rain. But you're in Denver, I believe, and I'm like way far south of you, out in Littleton,
Oh
way,
no,
way
yeah.
south of Littleton.
I think you're probably east of us. We're west of you. I'm in Aurora near Southlands Mall.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in Roxborough. Have you heard of Roxborough?
Yep. I know of it. I'm not specifically aware as to uh, the location in Littleton.
Yeah, it's like 8 miles southwest of Littleton.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit further than I thought. Okay.
It's pretty awesome. So basically, usually what happens is we get the weather first,
Mhm.
usually comes from the west, and
Right.
then gets to you and it intensifies. And we get like this much hail. You get like hail like this. So
Yeah.
usually it hits us first, but it sounds like you are getting it first today.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well,
you said, part of the course.
lucky us, I suppose.
Right? Oh my God. I hope you guys are okay. Let me know if you need to go. Uh,
Sure.
so back on, as long as we're all being safe here, back
Yeah.
on the tools, because like I said, I'm not an artist. So my tool is, my keyboard. Um,
Right.
so there's do you normally just use pens, and do you use different numbers of pens, like fine line,
Mhm.
thick line? You said that
Yep.
one's your favorite, but can you just explain it to me, because I have no idea what kind of art that artists use? What are the tools? I just want to understand.
Well, I mean, it's different for different artists, I'm sure, but typically, like here, I'm drawing on paper. I'm more known for drawing on wood and
Mhm.
doing wood pieces, and I'll use the same tools, these microns. It goes through the nub of the pen a lot faster,
Okay.
working working on wood versus paper. But I'm only doing this because the colors pop a little bit better on white Bristol board paper, and I think that's what a lot of like traditional comic book artists use is Bristol board or some type of card stock of that sort.
Okay.
But then you've got an amazing amount of artists that use digital like Illustrator or Photoshop or I think Procreate's one of the popular programs these days too. I'm just now starting uh, to use that. My girlfriend started, I think, using the program Fresca as well as Adobe Illustrator to do some coloring and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, to actually see yourself do like a watercolor type coloring on
Hmm.
digital. Isn't that weird?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, here comes the rain.
Oh
So,
no.
oh, you guys might hear it through the microphone. I don't know.
Not yet. I'll hear the hail. Hopefully, you're not going to get any hail. Is your car in the
No,
garage?
no, we've got my car's outside. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
not much I can do about it either. I can't get into my car.
You can't. You are stuck in bed. Is your girlfriend home? Tell her to go protect the car at all costs.
Yeah, she's at home. It's uh, the funny thing about like vehicles. It's like, well, yeah, it's going to get damaged at some point. So
Right.
it's a good tool to get you from point A to point B. So I'm not going to fret if I get a little ding here and there. Yeah, obviously, if it shatters the windshield, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
That actually impedes your driving.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Well,
or at least it can, I
I have
suppose.
a Prius, and
Mm-hmm.
it got its hail tattoos while I was at
Ooh.
a rice festival. Have you heard of a rice festival?
Yeah, I remember that. I think Amy LaGreca used to work that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Amy. Oh, I miss Amy. She and Charlie are having a great time in Italy right now. She's studying to be a world famous architect at this point. Anyway, so
Wow.
yeah, she ran a rice festival, and we had this huge hailstorm.
Right.
And of course, you're at a music festival. You're out. What do you do? Nothing you can do.
Right.
So that's where my car got its, famous Colorado tattoos, as we would say. What
Nice.
can you
Yeah.
do? And I
Yeah.
never got it fixed either. I figured, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's just some little dimples.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Hell,
Well,
that's
I still
kind of
get
fun.
distracted easy, don't I? So back on
That's
the
okay.
tools that we're talking about,
All right.
can you explain to me the difference? When do you use pen, and when do you use pencil, and when do you use like charcoal?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curious.
I mean, it's really up to the artist.
Oh,
It's really hard to just determine that. For me, once I get a rough sketch of what's going on and what I want to lay out, then
mhm.
I'll put down I'll start putting down some ink lines, and it doesn't usually have to be incredibly detailed. It can be just a loose sketch, and then I'm good to go.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and do you do that with pencil?
So I'll
or
sketch it
charcoal,
with, I'll sketch
or
it
because
with
it's a sketch, so you're not
pencil.
using a pen at that point.
Yeah, I'll sketch it with a pencil, and then I don't really use charcoal hardly ever anymore.
Okay.
Um, but I've got a number of artist friends that really like it. Um, you can use it with watercolors, and it looks really gorgeous, and
Oh,
because there's that fluidity, to it with the gradations and stuff.
okay.
So yeah, it's just depends on the artist and what they
Okay.
want to do.
Okay. Well, so okay. Did
Mhm.
you go to school for this, or is this just magically creative artistic talent, or did you go to school to be an artist?
Yeah, there's nothing magic about me. I went to school to be an artist. I went to way back in the Stone Age. In 1996, I went to Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, um, and I spent 2 years there as an illustration major. And you know, incidentally, around that time, I had another near-death experience, which left me with a lot of migraines and sometimes clusters. You know,
Oh,
and it
oh,
really annoyed me whenever I sat down in front of a computer because I tend
mhm.
to black out. And so I wasn't doing too well in school because illustration at that time was starting to gear towards computers,
Okay.
and yeah, was falling behind. Wanted I knew I needed to change, and I saw that the sculpting kids across the street were having a good time, like blowing shit up and stuff, and setting things on fire. So I thought, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. So I switched to a sculpting major, and yeah, I learned a lot of things, a lot of amazing tools there. Um, materials integrities, how to use media materials in everyday life, found object, to create something completely new. And that's how I started to doing illustration work and comic book work on wood and mixed media.
Okay. Oh, God, I can't believe it. You had a lot happen to you. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah,
No more.
yeah,
No more.
no more, no more. I think I'm done with that. Clearly, I'm on borrowed time.
No. My God, no.
No.
Oh, no, you're not about time. You had to go through that phase, and now you're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That's right.
All right. Okay. Now I want to talk about, I waited too long to talk about this, but I want to
Okay.
talk about uh, your freaking cool event, the Colorado Festival of Horror, that's coming this September in person. Yeah. Woo.
Yep.
Oh, did I blip out? Did I blip
No,
out at the most important thing I want to talk about? Is
no, I don't think so. I
your,
don't think you blipped out.
uh-oh. Okay. I thought I heard some blip out. Either that or it was some rain. I wanted to
Oh,
talk
there's
about,
there's rain. There's rain. There's definitely a lot of rain going on now.
but you sound like a robot right now. So I'm not sure if
Uh
that's
oh.
me.
Uh oh. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Colleen, did we lose you?
You,
There you
nope,
are.
but you sound like a robot. I am so sorry, guys. Hang on there. Let's see if we can get you back. Of course, I'm probably just getting me back. I can still
Uh,
see you drawing.
yeah, I hear you just fine, Colleen.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Can you
Okay.
not hear me? I guess you can't hear me very well.
Nope. You sound like a possessed robot right now.
Well, that's my everyday voice.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we
Oh
might
my
be
God.
having some interference.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know if
I'm
that was me, but that was you seriously sounded like a possessed robot. It was actually kind of cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
When you hear the playback, you're going to say, wow, I sounded pretty effing cool there. I sound like a possessed robot. All right. Now let's talk about, I want to talk about Colorado Festival of Horror, which is coming back this September, and it's going to be in person. Woo!
Yeah. So
You are one, you're one of the co-founders of it.
right.
And again, fingers crossed that it's going to happen. I mean, I feel really good about it because Colorado's doing great. So I think we're going to be back. It's September 10th through the 12th, and you can
Right.
check it out at the Colorado Festival of Horror. They've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and a website. So just look for that. Check it out. But Daniel, tell me how you got involved with it. Let's start with that question.
Okay. So yeah, I guess like for that project, you got to go back to the days when yeah, Charlie LaGreca and I were trying to figure out a creative event to do, and we were initially at that time. I think we were approaching like South by Southwest to do a comic book or a Comic Con component to their event, and then we redirected attention to or our energies towards doing something in Denver, and that became Dink. And Dink Independent Comic and Art Expo. We would get these amazing volunteers, namely like Brett and Jeannie Smith and Dwight Thompson, and through them, we were talking one day about hey, there seems to be a vacuum when it comes to horror and horror events, horror conventions and stuff in Colorado and in Denver. So it's like, we should probably do our own thing. And that was many years ago. I want to say that was like 2017 maybe that we started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that after those initial conversations, we decided to organize and try and put something together. So it was, yeah. I mean, the genesis of it, I guess, wasn't really that spectacular. It's just like, hey, there's a need for it. We're fans of horror stuff, and there's a lot of horror fans, out here in Colorado that would like to connect and form a larger community over their love of horror and horror genre.
Yeah, the community's definitely there. And
Yeah.
I've actually talked to a couple people who are out of state that want to come.
Great.
So it's Denver based, but it's unique, and hopefully it's going to happen this year. I mean, I shouldn't say hopefully. I mean, I really think it's going to, just
I think
because.
so too. I think it'll. Yeah. On the COVID front and the pandemic, we're very conscious about all that, and we're going to abide by all the state guidelines. And but at the same time, as far as vaccinations and things are going, that's looking up. Cases are starting to drop off, and yeah, just hoping everybody else can go out, get your vaccines, and come join the party.
So glad you said that. Yes. Hello, everyone who hasn't yet. Please get your vaccine. I can tell you it is life-changing.
Yeah.
And I got stabbed twice and felt like crap for maybe 12 hours.
Okay.
That was it. I mean, after that, I've been out roller skating. I've been to restaurants. I've been to the museum. I am out and I'm spending money in businesses again. I mean, I am out there in the world. It feels amazing. So anyone who hasn't done it yet, I swear to God, it's life-changing.
Yeah. I would definitely encourage any and everybody to do it. My girlfriend and I, went all the way down to Trinidad to get both shots a few months back, and that was incredibly easy and very, very convenient. As far as side effects, I think the first day I got like one or two hot flashes, and I thought they were pretty neat. And then Didn't really get sleepy or tired or any flu-like symptoms or anything like that.
Good.
So yeah, it's you know, side effects are
Yeah,
pretty.
that second Pfizer shot was a little bit brutal, but
Mhm.
seriously worth it. It wasn't that big a deal. It was like
Right.
12 hours of just some And I
Well,
swear the next day I was like, woohoo, let's go
yeah,
out places. And it's great knowing that we're keeping our fellow humans safe.
right,
You know,
exactly.
feels really good. It feels really good,
Well, by getting your shots, you're protecting yourself as well as protecting others and your loved
right?
ones.
Right?
So, I've had those conversations with people where, they'll get it because of the bureaucracy of traveling. It's like, well, you
Mm.
won't get it because of, it, you want to protect yourself and your loved ones from getting sick and potentially leading to, uh, long illness, bad, illness where, your organs start to shut down in some cases, or death.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Obviously, if your organs start to shut down, that's going to lead to death.
Probably going to lead to death. And I don't
Yeah,
mean to joke about it either. It's just it's pretty terrifying. And
right.
if we can just protect each other, that'd be great. And back on topic, we need to protect
Okay.
each other because this September 10th through the 12th,
Right.
we are going to all get together and celebrate horror.
Right.
Uh, right. And so tell me more about what's going to happen at this inaugural show.
Excellent. Well, our featured guests are Brink Stevens from Slumber Party Massacre,
Oh,
and Steve Niles, the co-creator of 30 Days of Night and the October Faction, which was on Netflix.
uh-huh.
Uh, and then we got Brian Bonsall, the child actor of Family Ties and
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek: Next Generation. He also was in a horror film called Mikey. He's actually local to Denver. I think he's in a local punk band, but he still pops up in feature films from time to time. And then let's see here. We announced comic book legend Bob Hall,
Oh,
and we've got a few more on deck that we're going to be announcing pretty soon.
yep. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So
it'll be a lot of
how's
fun.
it gonna go? Sorry, so how's it gonna go? Like, just tell my readers
Right.
what can they expect if they show up at the Colorado Festival of Horror? Like, what is it gonna look like?
What is it going to look like? It's going to be an energetic vibe. I, you know, yeah, and my partners are going to hate me for this, but I am not a big fan of those hotel conventions where you show up and everything
Mm.
feels like a hotel and it's just life training and everything because there's the carpet, there's the the hotel wall and stuff. No, this thing's going to be energetic and vibrant. Big portion of it is because of the attendees and the patrons that show up that want to reconnect with humanity after a year in a real life horror movie, right? And then, but the other component is we have some amazing vendors and artists that are going to be exhibiting there from all different walks of life. You're going to see horror from a number of different cultures that you might not be that familiar with it, socially or you know, in terms of um, yeah, accessibility, to some of these different cultures, folklore and that sort of thing. The other thing too is the programming and the workshops. They need to be more. They're going to be more engaging, and more conversational and encompassing. Not just these panels where you've got the speaker and they're talking down to whoever's in the audience. I personally would really like to see more roundtable type discussions, that involve the fans. and of course workshops. Since I make stuff and I create art, uh, I want you to participate in making stuff and creating your own art too.
Gosh, maybe I could learn how to draw something other than a stick figure. Okay, I'm going to come to some of those if you will let a total novice come, because maybe I could
Oh,
learn something. I cannot draw anything but a stick figure.
well, that's great because I always wanted to learn how to draw a stick figure.
I'll teach you well. I'll teach you well. Okay. Well, it's going to be amazing. I'm sorry we couldn't do it last year, friggin' COVID, but I feel like people are just itching to get out there, and it's just going to be amazing when we do. And
Yeah.
your uh, Colorado Festival of Horror is going to be one of the first ones, if not the first one, in Denver. I think I've been scoping it out, trying to see what kind of events are going to happen, as for my geeky readers. And
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure you're the first one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of amazing events that it's going to happen. Whether and yeah, even if some of these events don't happen in the physical sense of it, you still got Mile High Horror Film Fest that's happening. That's in October.
Okay.
I think tentatively they're in person, but you know. They're a wonderful event that we love to partner with and
Cool.
do special events and stuff with as often as we can. They're good friends, and then there's the Telluride Horror Show. I think their
Um,
event is it's also in October, but I think they're still going to stay online. That might change, but obviously don't quote me. Go to their websites and check them out too. Um, but yeah, it'll be spectacular. I know there that didn't Fan Expo like purchase Denver Comic Con or whatever it's called now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a room. I've heard a rumor that they might have a little something this fall, but
yeah, right.
on their website, they're going to premiere as Fan Expo Denver in 2022.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
But I
my
don't know. I heard that they might have a little something in the fall. I'm not sure. I'm trying to keep my ear to the ground, but I haven't heard yet.
yeah, and I'm hoping that in 2022, we'll have Dink back, and
Yeah.
hopefully they start doing some stuff online as well. Kind of keep that community engaged. So that's something like during COVID too. Is like I've also been doing a lot of interviews and things, and
Hmm.
for me it's been really great. It's been a lot of fun, like connecting with old friends, and then learning, making new friends, and learning about all the cool stuff that they got going on.
You have been super busy doing that lately. I think you have been putting out like 2 interviews a week, and
Yeah,
you've been so active, and you've been really helping entertaining people online, people
no, thank
who
you.
are either stuck at home or they're craving this, and you've been helping provide that for people.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. No, it's been a lot of fun. I like doing that sort of thing.
I'm looking at what
Um,
you're doing now.
what's that?
So I'm not looking down at your drawing right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay, what part of Venom are you on right now? Like, what do you,
Well,
what are you
that's
lining?
I guess I'm kind of lining the negative space around between his leg and his tongue and everything. He's
Okay.
kind of hunched over and all that. I tend to move around over. I don't just like focus on one area. I'll get bored in an area and I'll hop over here and I'll hop over here, and it's really hard to kind of watch me illustrate because there's so many lines, and it gets
Yeah.
pretty chaotic, I'm sure.
Well, I think art is always a bit chaotic, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it
Yeah.
should be. I know there's artists that are incredibly efficient. They have every little thing pretty mapped out, and it becomes like more like math for them. I guess to some point that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of this, the style that I work in. So I try to keep it relatively spontaneous.
Well, I think it's probably one of the beauties of art. It's probably pretty spontaneous. I think it's got to be hard for when you've got a project that you've got to get done,
Yeah,
and it's probably can be a little challenging to keep the spontaneity. Like, tell
yeah.
me, that, oh, I think I may have blipped out, but um, is it hard to be spontaneous when you have a project to do? Like, you have done some just beautiful murals around Denver,
Well,
either
thank you.
for buildings or for inside restaurants or places. I saw one you did at the Arvada Center, I think.
Right,
That
right.
mural was so cool.
No, thank you.
Yeah, how do you keep that spontaneous when you actually have a goal that you need to meet?
Um, well, yeah, the it's for that it require it's a lot of planning
Okay.
because you have a client that you need to fulfill and satisfy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's always nice when you can meet with that client and have like a brainstorm session and try and get a glimpse inside their head as to what their needs are, what they want to see on their walls, and like sometimes it's really challenging because they know they want something but they don't know what that something is. Like they'll say, hey, we'll know what it is when we see it, which
Great.
that's really difficult. It's like that basically sets you up for failure right off the bat. And I think I know a couple artists that just like, well, if you don't know what you want, or an idea or anything that to send me in some kind of direction, then this is going to be set up for failure. But I
Mm-hmm.
I think the project I did at Weldworks in Greeley, that it was kind of that way. Like they're like, we want movement, we want motion. What can you give us that seems spontaneous? So uh, it took a long time to figure out what that design was going to look like, and for them to sign off on something. But we did it. But I mean, it took like probably 7 or 8 iterations, and
Mm-hmm.
then they wanted me to do their logo, which, well, they already have the logo, so it's just doing it in my style. So that was so much easier. That only took like something like 5 or 6 different iterations to present, and then it's just a matter of doing the work. So, so that was pretty good and pretty gratifying. That once everything's planned and laid out, it's those, for me, it's those little moments of, this line, that line, just filling it in and stuff. That's where the spontaneity is. And it's like you get those little areas that doesn't show up on the sketch, but is up there on the mural because the canvas is so much bigger, and you get to fill it in with things that might surprise you that you weren't able to figure out on the paper, on the design itself.
What do you like about doing murals? I mean, it's like that you're drawing, you've got your artwork here, and then
Right.
you've got your artwork here. I mean, on someone's wall, on their entire building. What do you like about doing murals?
I like that it's a workout, and for
Oh,
my age, I'm 44. Uh, you know,
young.
I kind of wish that I'd started on that sooner, but there's never a wrong time to do anything. Um, so yeah, I like the physicality of it that incorporates my whole body. the canvas is much bigger, so that you see it from a distance, and the response is way more gratifying than doing something this size, because everybody can see it and everybody can see it from a distance, and so it's really nice to get that instantaneous interaction, or get some of those questions, too, because I think that's part of it. I think part of it too is there's a performance art aspect to it.
Oh, yeah.
uh, so you are, in a sense, performing to an audience. When I'm in a private restaurant or a brewery like Weldworks, the audience was the people that were working there and stuff. And then when they opened up for limited business, it was the patrons coming in and stuff, and some of them were inquisitive and curious, and you know so that was pretty that was very appreciated.
That must be cool. I like how you put that.
Oh, thanks.
Was there a particular artist that inspired you? Either a comic artist or another kind of artist that inspired you when you were a kid?
um when I was a kid, I got into comics like this because of Jim Lee. Jim Lee just started doing X-Men and Uncanny X-Men back in the late '80s, and then I also fixated on Norm Brayfogle of Detective Comics back then, and yeah, I understand he passed away in the last few years, so
Mhm.
yeah, that's too bad. But Jim Lee's still kicking around at DC Comics and stuff now. But so as far as comics, that was kind of my introduction. Was those two, and then I saw a lot of Mark Silvestrie's work on Wolverine. Yeah, and yeah, it was great. I wanted to be a comic book artist after seeing what they could do, and how you can tell stories through pictures like that. Um, when I went to art school, I think I really gravitated towards like fine artists like Francis Bacon, um, installation artists and performance artists like Matthew Barney. Um, I really liked, like as far as like sculptors go, like three dimensional, like Kiki Smith, and some of the early graffiti style of like Keith Haring. Um, let's see here.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a bit.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah. Well, there's so many different influences that you take. Music is a huge one as well.
Okay.
Uh, it's I think with art, you got to get some good flow, right? Just like with music, I think it's visually lyrical, or it's you're definitely conducting a whole orchestra here.
I like that. I like that analogy.
Yeah,
Is there something you can say
Mhm.
to someone young to offer them some inspiration or some encouragement if they want to be an artist? Because it's not the easiest profession.
No,
It's going to be challenging.
it's not the easiest profession. And it really is unfortunate because, but at the same time, like if it were the easiest profession, what would the artist have to say about anything?
Huh.
There is that whole cliche that you suffer for your art, and that is true. I, you know, me personally, I think I do romanticize on some of those ideas that you should suffer for your art, but I also appreciate artists that are able to make their living and and do it with ease if they're able to. My hat's off to you. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, and but I think if you have something to say, living that human experience, there's going to be a lot of suffering involved. I mean, that's just how life is.
Wow.
And but I mean,
and to push through it, right? And or just to find your inspiration to keep going. Like,
right,
it can't be easy, but you can't just quit. It's got to be tough.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably the same for any type of art, acting, photography, writing, anything like that. It's tough. Yeah, but it's worth pushing through it.
Yeah, and like something like dancing, obviously, like even with art, you're gonna want to polish your chops and stuff too. But like something with dancing, you're gonna need to keep at it and keep practicing. Otherwise, you're really gonna hurt yourself. And but also too, like all that trauma or living through the human condition and everything, like as much suffering as it is, it's also incredibly endearing. And I tend to find humor in pretty much everything I do, even the bad shit that happens to me or that I inadvertently cause. It's or bring upon myself, I suppose.
Like a fence.
Yeah, it's I think as shitty as my leg is right now, I think it's absolutely hilarious, and it's very fitting for me because I probably deserve it.
You don't deserve it. Oh my God! What? I mean, what did you do to the fence that the fence had to get back at you like that? I mean,
I climbed it.
All right, it was pissed. It was pissed that you climbed it. You probably heard it.
I trespassed against it, and so I could have just like waited there and texted one of the guys in master control and just waited for him to, hey, can you come let me back into the building? I locked myself out.
Oh Lord.
Anyway.
All right, so where are we at on your drawing?
So just kind of filling them in and stuff, and I mean, it's really hard to get all those details. Hopefully people can see a little bit better, but yeah,
you can see with that. That's freaking amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
You put it up close. Oh my God, that's amazing.
So yeah,
so are you bouncing around while we're talking? Like you said, you don't stay with just one part. You've been bouncing around.
Yep, that I have.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So here's a big question for you. Okay. When will this be completed? Like, how long does it take? This is like it's a big project.
That's a good question. I don't know. Something like this might take me like 10 hours, maybe something this size.
Short.
Bigger pieces.
That seems short to me.
Bigger pieces will take me like 20 some odd hours sometimes. So it just depends. So we'll see. I am kind of laid up, and after this, I'll probably have to go take my meds and then take a nice nap, and we'll see when I can get back to it.
Okay.
But when I'm done, I will shoot you an image over for everybody on Nerd Alert News to kind of share.
Thank you. I'm sure people would like to see the finished product. And they can see a lot of your finished products on your Instagram. Can you just shoot over all your social media handles where they can see your artwork and what you're doing?
Yeah, so if you go to Instagram at Daniel_Crosier, you can see a lot of what I'm a lot of my works, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Daniel R. Crosier, and follow me on Facebook. And obviously, visit us at Colorado Festival of Horror at COFOHorror.com. And we got all our handles too on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I mean, it's just going to be a new convention, and I've been going to conventions here in Colorado for maybe like 20 years. This is a brand new convention. It just totally excites me. I can't wait. I can't wait. I've got one of my writers for Nerd Alert News.
Oh, cool.
She lives in Washington, and she wants to come. She's just so jazzed.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a huge horror fan. So yeah, just I think this is just going to be a big deal. We just need to stay safe. Everybody be careful and get us there. Get us to September so that we can do this.
Right. Very much so. Yeah, we just need to get to that finish line and help towards kind of that community immunity.
God. Oh, I can't wait. What are you looking forward to the most? Like getting back to this. What's something you just really excites you to get back to coming to conventions?
My biggest thing is to just have a coffee with a friend in person.
Yeah.
Just something small.
Yeah.
For our event, I've interviewed Steve and Brink and can't wait to chat with them in person. So I think that'll be great, and then be able to just see our friends in the physical. It'll be a nice change of pace.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I'm counting down the months. It seems like it's far away, but it's not. It's not far away, you guys. We can do this. Tell everybody one more time where they can reach. It's Colorado Festival of Horror, and again, it is September 10th through the 12th,
correct?
Which is going to be over a weekend.
Yep.
Make sure to take that Friday off so you can just enjoy the whole weekend. It's going to be so great. Yes. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell us about the event that I might have missed?
If you have any, there's a big thundercloud. Ooh.
We're risking our lives doing this interview.
Yeah, probably. But, that's what makes it more exciting, right?
Right. Okay, so, yeah. Did I leave anything out about the Colorado Festival of Horror this September?
No. We're still building the bones. We're hoping to announce also before that, like a COFOH beer. I think it's being put together with Outworld. And hopefully we'll have an unveiling sometime in August, but we're still waiting on those details. So there's a lot of details that we're waiting on. But we're right now we're kind of in that sprint and, trying to make our way for that finish line, which is in September. So it's just around the corner. It's coming up. It's going to be fun. We can't wait to see everybody. Anybody has any questions, feel free to hit us up at, info at COFOH Horror. You can hit me up at Dan at COFOHorror.com. I think it's going to be really exciting, and we can't wait to see all our friends and make new friends.
Yeah, we're going to. And we're going to all be there this September. It's going to be great. Excellent. All right, Daniel. We're not going to get to see that finished product yet. Keep working at it.
Okay.
And please post it like you said. Please shoot me the link so I can share it. And is there anything else I left out?
Yeah. No, I think you did a great job. Thanks so much for having me on here. Colleen, it's been good to be able to catch up with you.
The pleasure is all mine, and I'm sorry about the blips and the glitches and the thunder and the tornadoes. It was interesting, and I absolutely love chatting with you, Daniel, and let's do it again. Yeah. All right, good. Everybody. Colleen with Nerd Alert News signing off, and everybody make sure to go check out Colorado Festival of Horror coming this September. All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks. Bye.